Hello and welcome to the Not Clickbait Podcast. We're back again after
Episode
a week
3.
or so. Episode 3.
That's
And
good. This is
it's not bad.
It's starting.
It's starting. We're brewing something here.
Yes, hopefully.
Not just hopefully, it's happening. You can see it happening right in front of your eyes.
Is.
There's only really one thing that happened this week. And
Well, two,
it's
but
Avengers.
one of them I don't want to talk about.
I don't want to know what that one was, but
You know what it is, the Champions League.
oh yeah,
But
sorry,
I don't
my
want to
bad.
talk about that. I
Yeah.
just don't want to talk about that. It's just upsetting.
Hey, neither of us want to talk about football at
No.
this point, so that's absolutely fine. Avengers Endgame
The biggest film ever.
well, not yet. It's getting there. But,
No, but I think in the sense of like what it is
yeah.
and who's in it and the amount of A-list celebrities is in it, you can call it the biggest film ever, even if it doesn't gross the most.
Okay. Yeah, I can.
If
I
you
can,
see where I'm coming from.
Yeah. I can
Just
agree
in
with you on
sense.
that.
And the production on it must have been unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, yeah. A lot of money.
But yeah, anyway,
Basically.
Avengers
So-
Endgame came out 25th of February, 25th of April.
If it came out in February, we're a little bit late.
Yeah, we would be very late.
We are a little bit late anyway.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know, but a little bit, but maybe not that much. But yeah.
We're late enough that we can talk about it openly and people can't get that angry,
Yes, exactly.
which is nice.
But it's still
like
not
that.
that late.
Yeah, so I think we should kind of talk about what we think the story is.
Yes. It was. We are gonna. I think we're gonna say spoiler alert.
Yes.
Because it's just a bit too difficult to. Because we're not movie experts.
I will put a time code in the description of this to say when we start talking about this film in depth. All right, I'll do this properly. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
so
anyway,
what
do you
did
want to talk
think
about? Do you want to talk story? See, without spoiling it.
Oh, that's difficult, isn't it?
I know it is.
Well,
isn't it?
actually, no. It's actually not. I thought it was a good story.
Oh, go on then.
I thought it was a good story.
Brilliant.
What did you think?
Fucking fantastic. That tells everyone everything, doesn't it?
Right, if we're going to talk about it non-spoiler, you've got to say, I think it was a good story, and then you've got to try and like weave it
Well,
in
no.
without saying
What you
why.
can say, right? What I'd say in terms of this film, right? The Avengers. I'm going to assume everyone's seen Infinity War. If you haven't, then who gives a shit, right? But after Infinity War, the Avengers have fallen and kind of taken out, and it's just a story that happens straight after. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Straight after. Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
it was good. It was entertaining. I think that that the Russo brothers did well with it, because I feel like it's one of them ones that maybe if you're not an experienced director, especially with some of these characters, you could have really ballsed it up.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Really ballsed it up as well, not just slightly.
Yeah, it would have been a massive cock up.
Yeah,
but I think if you'd have given it to anyone other than the Russos, it would have been a mistake.
Yes,
'cause
definitely.
their Marvel films have been consistently good. I mean,
Yeah.
I think Age of Ultron is the only kind of blip because I don't think it was
They
as
didn't do
good.
it. They didn't do it. Yeah, Josh Whedon did Age of Ultron.
Oh, okay. In that case, oh fuck, my dad's gonna take the piss out of me for not knowing that.
Do you want to start that bit again so you can
No,
edit it?
no, it's fine.
Well, you're
can
going to have to
keep
edit the bit
going.
out where you're like, I can't
Well,
hear you.
yeah, I'll edit that out, but we'll
yeah,
keep it in.
Josh Whedon, I'm pretty confident, did Age of Ultron.
Well,
I will search it.
there's that incompetence. It's all good.
It's alright, hang on. Josh.
Well, even if the Russos didn't do it, that's good, because then they
Yeah.
haven't done a bad film.
No. It says, yeah, director Joss Whedon.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
Fuck.
there you go. Because he did the first one, didn't he? So they kind of
Yeah,
were like,
yeah,
right, this
yeah.
is the second big one we'll do. You do it, mate. And it's not bad though. Like,
It's not. I know. Yeah.
I think
it's
it's
not
actually
terrible.
not like it, for what it is. It's kind of like a bridge, isn't it?
It's a
kind of
decent
like-
action film.
They hadn't given us enough information at this point to go, this is a finale, and they also
Well, yeah.
hadn't. They also like had enough to go, this is what's happening to the Avengers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for what it was actually quite good.
Okay. I think it was a serviceable action film. I don't think it was any better.
But
than
yeah,
that, really.
anyway.
But
It's
Endgame.
no Endgame.
It's not. No. It isn't an Endgame. let's talk box office quick, right?
Yeah.
I've got a list up here of the records it broke, or has broken so far.
Mm-hmm.
It is the fastest film to $500 million, which was 3 days.
3 days. That's a joke. Imagine making 500 mil.
Previous record was Infinity War in 5 days. Fastest to 1 billion. It took it 5 days to get to $1 billion.
Oh my God, that's a joke.
Which is half the time it took Infinity War.
That's incredible.
Fastest to 1.5 billion. It took 8 days for it to do that, which is 10 days quicker than Infinity War. Which is fucking mental.
It's mental. So what's the top grossing movie ever?
I'll have a look for you.
We should have done some research, really.
It is. No, it's not. Don't worry. We'll sort it. Alright, so these are adjusted for inflation, okay?
Yeah, I like that. That's cool when they do that.
So, basically, if you spent $2 on it in 1950, it could be bare high up here. It's Gone with the Wind.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, is that on Wiki?
No, this is according to Box Office Mojo, which
Okay.
I talked to you about a minute
I was
ago.
going to hope you could just not use that and go for just actual highest grossing movies ever.
Fucking hell, you don't ask for much, do you?
No, but it's easier, isn't it? Because
Yes, I know what you mean. Right, Wikipedia, here we go. Right, so Números uno is Avatar. Made
of course.
2.7 billion. However, in fifth place is Avengers Endgame. Already at $1.7 billion.
So it should easily hit 2.7.
Considering Infinity War made only 2.04 billion, right? It's going to dominate this weekend again, right? Because people will go and see it again as we are.
Or for the first time.
Yeah. I see no way that this film. It's got to make another billion, right?
Yeah.
It has to get up to Titanic. Sorry, to Avatar.
Yeah.
Which is fucking hard. It's not easy to make $1 billion, right?
No.
Then again, it did it in 5 days. So
yeah, I was gonna say.
If they can keep up the social media push that they have at the moment.
Well, the Russo said the thing is the spoiler lift ban that they put on ends, didn't they? On Monday.
Yeah, on Monday, which I think will push it a bit as well because people will want to go and see it before then.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. Although, so it now means that James Cameron now has a competitor in directors up in the grossing thing. So he did what did he do? He did Titanic and Avatar.
Huh?
Fuck! I've just made another bold statement I don't fucking know the answer to.
Jamie, Titanic is definitely not James Cameron, is it?
No, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
How confident are you?
I'm fucking 100%. I'm fucking clicking the button now. Fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm shitting it.
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah, it is James Cameron. Yeah, and he did Avatar as well.
So he's done well then.
Yeah, so now the Russo brothers both have 2 in the top 5 as well. So that's
He's
cool.
made bank. Do you know what? Unpopular opinion.
Go on.
I don't like Avatar.
I think it's an okay film, but it doesn't. Unlike Avengers Endgame, yeah, I'm fucking saying it. It doesn't need to be 3 hours long.
No, yeah, totally. I just remember the end, which is when they have a fatal fight, and I don't really remember that.
Yeah, but it's one of those fights in movie history that you don't remember because
yeah, exactly.
It's just nothing.
But yeah,
really.
So
I've just said that, and I'm a fucking Marvel fan.
But
oh well.
But there's I guess, but yeah, it's just mental. Right, so the budget for that was 356 million.
Which is a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, which is a fuck ton. And they go, right, we obviously want you to make that back. Anthony and Joe Russo sit there and just go, yeah, all right, mate. Sure.
Yeah, you can always double a budget for marketing,
yeah.
Right? So it's a $600 million film, really. But even so, yeah.
Yeah.
There was never any doubt, really, that it wasn't going to make its money back.
No, not at all. So it also has a 9 out of 10 on IMDb and 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Still?
Yeah.
It still has a 9.
So that is when you can tell it's a good movie.
Yeah.
The fact that it's so high.
I'm surprised it still has a 9.
Yeah.
After a week of coming out. Normally they're really high rated before they come out because the critics and fans are just like, oh, we'll give it whatever. But yeah, I'm surprised it's still up there, to be honest.
Yeah, but I think even if you've only seen Avengers, a couple of Avengers and Civil War and stuff like that, you're still like invested in the characters.
Yeah.
Like Tony's like, okay, the people that die.
Right.
When they die, you're actually still going to be sad, but you're going to enjoy the way. You're not enjoy the way, but you're going to be like, oh, that's a good send off. Considering
fucking hated him.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he's dead.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a good like send off for like the last couple of years.
Yeah, I can't agree with
so
that,
like,
really.
So it's like, I know people that are casual Marvel fans. I'm probably like upper end of a casual fan.
Yeah.
I'm not like avid, but I'm not like, oh, I don't really care. Like I've made a vow to myself that I'll go and see every Marvel movie that comes out from now on in the cinema, which is a big bold statement, but I think I'll be able to do it.
We're going to do a test here. I know someone that really doesn't care about Marvel films, but kind of pretends to, and we're going to do a test to see if he listens to this. James Fallows, you fucking just stop pretending and just stop it. And if he listens to this, then he'll be able to beef me. But if he doesn't, I'll fucking know.
Exactly. And if anyone else that we know listens to it, then have fun with that. But yeah, it's like, even for like those casual fans, it will be like, oh shit, this is actually sad. Yeah. Especially what they do once it happens. You're like, right, shit, that hits home. And the way they set it up, it's like, that's why people I think like it so much, because it's not a cringy like, oh, like, have you seen Batman v Superman?
I have, yes.
It's not like a, wait, your mum has the same name as me, oh, we'll be friends
Martha.
then. Do you know what I mean?
Martha.
It's like, we'll be friends then. It's like, do one. Like, it's do like, one. This one's actually sad. Like, when that happened, I was like, right, yes, your mums have got the same name. Sorry, what? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, but this one is like actually sad. Anyway, let's go on to spoilers.
Spoilers for Avengers Endgame.
I mean, we're
going to talk about
everyone's seen it.
About shit here.
But yeah.
Right. Let's try and do this chronologically, if we can.
Yeah.
So the film opens directly after the snap.
No, it's not after the snap.
It is, because it's
slightly
Hawkeye's
before.
Kids.
But it's slightly before.
Not.
Yeah,
all right,
because they're still there.
Like, fuck's sake. It's like a minute before.
It's that bit when he rips out the stone out of Vision's head is basically where this starts. But we're at Hawkeye's barn, and we basically see his kids die, which is a bit sad. His whole family, in fact, not even just his kids, his wife included.
But what I like about this is it's a phenomenal opening for this film.
From what I remember, I've only seen it once, and it was late at night. There was no score.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah, and that is what is incredible about it. It's like, most people would not hear a score and you'd be like, it's just boring. But I was like, all right, what the hell? It's eerie.
People don't realise how important music is to films.
No.
So the absence of music is unsettling in any scenario, right? Mm-hmm. You watch a horror film and there's no music.
Like I just said to you, watching The Walking Dead, without music in some of those scenes, or like with music and stuff like that, it's intense.
It's fucking creepy. Yeah. So by doing that sort of technique in this film, it's positive.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like, it's really cool. And then we kind of move to Tony Stark, who, I mean, if you've seen the trailers, you know he's stranded with Nebula. They get saved by Captain Marvel, which I was kind of disappointed, because I wanted to see him get out of his situation on his own. I suppose.
But it ties in nicely. My question is, do you reckon, you know the end scene of Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Do you reckon she goes to Earth and they go, look, we think there might be someone out there? And Bruce obviously knows that about where they were, because he was with Tony and they went off, so they were like, right, he's probably going to this place. Can you go and have a look in the vicinity of that? Do you reckon that's what happened?
Yeah, I think Captain Marvel's kind of wider knowledge of the Marvel Universe, kind of, she'd have known that Thanos is from Titan, so have gone to look around there, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it would have led on from that.
And then they both get back.
So they get back. Tony Stark has a rant at Captain America. And
we knew Pepper. I was quite happy Pepper was alive, but we knew she would be from the trailers. So
yeah, and they did those Avenge the Fallen posters.
Oh yeah. She was, but that was good. That would have been sad if she died.
Yeah, it was a nice scene, and from the scene where he returns, we know instantly that his biggest regret is the fact that Spider-Man died.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
He.
Yeah. It was like his regret was he didn't lose anything, but people did. Especially when he saw Pepper.
He
was
feels
like,
personally responsible.
Yeah. When it's definitely not his fault. Tony, man. Go get some therapy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway.
That was good. And then they go on to, and they're like, right, what's happened? They kind of regroup with Captain Marvel there and Nebula. And Nebula's kind of in a good way because she's just a robot. And she's like, I know what's happening. I know where he is. They were like, right, let's just go and get the stones off him then.
Yeah, let's just go and fucking kill him, mate.
They go.
Yeah.
They get him. I was like, this was a quick 3 hours. Wow.
Yeah.
And then you see the gauntlet and there's no stones.
Yeah. He destroyed them because he's already done what he needed to do.
What a wanker.
In his own words, he is inevitable.
I am
inevitable. Yeah. So basically, after that, they're kind of crushed because they perceive themselves to have failed. And then this is where we get the time jump that we kind of suspected was going to happen.
Yes.
Anyway,
Thor gets
so
a good part in this though. He chops off Thanos' head and they go, what did you do? And he goes, I went for the head. And that was good.
Yeah.
I like that. And early callback to the previous movies.
Early callback. This film is full of callbacks.
Yeah, right. So if you are a very high, like a casual fan like me, not a casual fan, quite an avid fan, but not probably as fanatic as some people. And if you're a fanatic, you'll appreciate this for all the like references to older movies.
One of the reviews that I listened to was by Chris Stuckman, and he kind of said, and I completely agree with this, the amount of effort that you put into the Marvel Universe is the amount of effort that you get back from this film.
Yeah.
I think is a fair way of putting it.
He's got a point because like if there's bits where I was laughing and stuff like that, I found quite like when we'll get onto it, but when Cap's fighting Cap and he goes, Bucky is alive, I found that really funny, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other Marvel fans would have found that quite funny. But like other people would just be like, "Now what the fuck do you mean?" You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like we know he is. Yeah, all right, he's in the rest of the movies. You know?
Yeah. Anyway, so we get the time jump, and we kind of see. I think the Black Widow has kind of taken up the role of head Avenger, I suppose. She's just. Are you having a drink?
Yeah, sorry.
You're just murdering a bottle or
I'm
something.
drinking, mate. Sorry, I got my chili bottle and ice, so it's like.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, she's taken up the role of kind of head Avenger, and she's running kind of a crack team of people.
Just to keep the world under wraps.
Yeah.
There's obviously no bigger threat now, and no one's really going to be committing crimes.
And the kind of first major thing that happens after this is you see Ant-Man's van in storage, and he gets pulled out of the quantum realm by a rat that runs across some dials. So what I find hilarious about this is that Doctor Strange will have seen that and gone, fuck me, the whole of the fucking universe relies on a fucking rat.
Can you imagine though, him sitting there in those 14 million things, and he's just like, right, we're just going to skip this one, and the song's like, no, you can't skip this one. No,
this
you've
one's
got to
important.
watch it. Yeah. That was funny. Yeah, but so he
it's
gets
like
out
an ad on
realm.
YouTube.
Yeah. He gets to the quantum realm. He
comes out and he's
baffled.
Yeah, fucking like confused as shit, he would be, to be honest.
Just going to interject here. Paul Rudd, from this point, is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. I think
really,
Paul Rudd
really
is
good.
great.
I've seen him in one other movie, which is Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I don't know if you've seen it. But
I haven't.
But it's got Russell Brand in it, so it's kind of like when he was a comedic and not some weird guy on psychedelics all the time. But he's really good in it. Mila Kunis is in it, and there's other people, but it's really, really funny. And Paul Rudd's in it, so I kind of saw him in that, and then saw him in this, and I was like, yeah, this guy has got a good range. But so he gets out, and he's like, right, what's going on? He finds out Thanos snapped 5 years ago.
Yeah.
He's been in the quantum realm 5 hours.
Yeah.
So he's like,
right. Yeah, we get this kind of first idea that time is different.
Yeah.
Well, we knew that anyway, if you'd seen Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Time is different in the quantum realm. So he goes... Well, first things first, he goes to find his daughter, who is 5 years older, and...
But looks about 7 or 8 years older. She aged very quickly.
Puberty hit her hard.
Yes.
She was 10.
She's now 15. Right, she's not 15. But yeah,
Yeah.
anyway, let's carry on.
Anyway, it's quite a nice scene, I think.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
It's probably, I mean, after the opening scene, it's the second emotional scene of the film.
I think
reckon.
luckily for us, we're going to see it again on Sunday, so it'll be like we kind of know what's going on. But as one of our friends said, I think it'll be a bit sadder because it's like I know that this is it's a bit sad now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so he sees his daughter.
Yeah, and he goes to meet the Avengers because he's like, "Fuck, I think I might be able to solve this shit."
Oh my god.
Basically, he thinks that you can jump into the quantum realm, jump kind of between time and alternate timelines, and collect the stones, and there'd be no problem.
And he wasn't wrong.
No,
Let's
he
just
wasn't
tell
wrong.
that he wasn't wrong. But yeah, so then the Avengers are like, "Oh yeah, sick idea, bruv." So Captain America and Black Widow are like, "Yeah, sick idea, actually, banging idea."
They get like very
We've
excited.
missed out a very important thing here. Oh
Have
no,
we?
we haven't.
Not yet,
Have
we
they gone
haven't.
to Tony yet?
No,
Or-
this is what they're going to do now.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, and then they're like, right, we just need a scientist who's clever. Oh,
Yeah.
Tony.
Oh, we'll go to Tony Stark.
And they fell
nice
out.
one.
So it's a bit awkward.
Yeah, big time.
So it pans into this thing, and you're like, right, this has got to be where Tony's retreated to, and he's got to have like retired or something. And then all of a sudden, he's got a kid.
Yeah, and this is where I knew things were going to go wrong, and I was
Poor
like,
old
"Fuck
Tony."
sake," because for me, the whole Iron Man kind of story arc that's been going on for a decade is that he becomes a parent, right?
Yeah.
Throughout these films, well, I mean, in Homecoming he becomes kind of a donor dad to
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Mm.
But you know that either he's going to get through this film and have a kid, or he's going to have a kid and not get through this film.
Yeah.
So as soon as I see this fucking kid, I'm like, fuck
Fuck
no.
me, bro.
Yeah. So he has a kid. Yeah. Which, I mean, basically, he's had the best scenario you could have had from the Thanos. He kept his wife,
that, doesn't he?
and he's had a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, he mentions that. He goes, this guy got a
Basically-
second chance. I got lucky. Not everyone did. Some people did, some people didn't.
Yeah. Because of this, he declines the offer to try and invent time travel.
Yes.
However,
he doesn't realise how it works, and then he figures out how it works.
yeah.
After
Because, yeah,
they've
go
gone
on.
to Bruce Banner. Because that happens, and then he figures it out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So they go, so he figures it out, but they go to Bruce Banner, who is now Professor
Hulk. Yay. I've been
So you can
looking
tell we haven't
forward
got
to
much of a
this.
structure to this. We kind of just, we're boggling around, but yeah.
We'll talk through the film, basically.
Yeah. And we'll kind of give our points. Yeah,
Well, yeah, as
when we
we
get
go.
when we get to the main chunk of it, it'll be easier to go through it because it's not like we've got to explain why we're talking about it. You should figure it out, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, so we finally get Professor Hulk. They've been moving towards it since Ragnarok. Because we kind of had this Hulk that talks a lot more. And
now when you watch Mark Ruffalo's interviews, you can kind of tell he knew it was going to happen because they told him, and he was like, "Yeah, I want to do that," and I think that was kind of his whole thing. But yeah. So Professor
Also,
Hulk, and
it looks really good.
it
really
does.
good.
Yeah. I'm a little bit skeptical of Mark Ruffalo. I actually really like him as a person, and I watched a video on him, and fuck me, he's been through some shit. But I'm not sure how strong he is. As an actor.
Oh right, okay.
So, certainly in Infinity War, you can see a bit of it where it's so different to anything else. And I know that it's meant to be different, but it's really different. Even from Thor Ragnarok, he's still like a timid doctor as Banner.
Yeah.
And this is set minutes after Ragnarok, and he's not a timid doctor. And it's like, So that was a bit confusing. But in this, he's kind of come to terms with being the Hulk and the Banner, so he's a bit of both, really.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's quite cool. But yeah, and he agrees to do time travel, doesn't he?
Yeah, he tries to try and invent it, yeah.
And they do, to be fair. They're quite successful. But then Tony turns up and is like, yo, what up, my G's? And let's sort it out. Because he comes to terms and goes, because he figured it out and went, so I can fix it and come back and everything be the same.
Yeah, that was kind of his plan of action, yeah.
So,
Because his one condition is that he gets to come back to his family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, they figure it out, and then they go, right, we need a team, we need everyone.
Yeah.
And then they go to find Thor.
Yeah.
And this is where we get Fat Thor.
Fat
And
Thor.
luckily, we got a 5-minute cameo from Meek and Korg, which is
Yep.
one of the funniest bits of the film.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi, comedic genius.
Yeah,
Amazing,
he's great.
amazing director.
Yeah, he is.
Amazing.
Yeah, so this Fat Thor is based really heavily on The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but
I asked you about it the other day. I was surprised they didn't use the word dude. It's a massive theme in The Big Lebowski. I thought they'd hint to it more, but they didn't.
Perhaps they can't.
Anyway, yeah, he looks very Lebowski-like. He even wears a cardigan at one point with sunglasses, which is like literally torn from The Big Lebowski. I'm like, all right, fine. But yeah, I respect them for going bold for this. To be honest,
definitely.
Because they don't even drop it. I thought they would drop it at the end, but they just don't. No, fuck it. We're sticking with it.
But it works quite well because of his chemistry with the Guardians in the last one.
Yeah.
So it was like, they were like, this guy's a specimen. And now he's like this big fat guy, but they're still like, yo, you're cool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is and it's kind of a whole Guardians like theme.
I think he looks more like a Viking now as well.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. I think if he had his short hair, this would be a really good Thor. But yeah. Thor then comes back and he's this big fat guy who's like really comedic, really funny. Very different from Thor from just the first Thor. So
yeah, his character arc is an interesting one.
But yeah, I think it works.
Yeah, it does.
Because a lot of people are complaining, but I'm like, when you think about it, Marvel have tackled a really difficult issue in guilt here.
Yeah.
So he could have killed Thanos, but didn't. So he's feeling like massively like, oh fuck. And people just deal with that in different ways. He's gone into depression, he's gone into whatever, and he's just drunk it away and become this like really, just alcoholic basically. And it's like, it works because he was either going to do that or go really depressive. So it was like, this is one way of dealing with it, and this is what's not sometimes shown. There's sometimes shown that it's the really sad people, and I was like, that's quite an interesting take on it, which was good.
What I like is there's six of all the main Avengers all have a very distinct way. They all feel like it's their
duty and their
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they all deal with it in very different ways, and I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Leading into that, actually, we meet Ronin / Hawkeye.
Yes.
Who's just been killing people for 5 years, really.
And it's interesting why he did it. I don't like the reason he did it, but I kind of understand it, and this is where I think Thanos got it wrong. So he is killing people because he's like, right, you're the bad guys and good guys died like my family.
Yeah.
Which is it's actually a very like logical thinking. It's like, right, why do they deserve it? So I'll just get rid of them. And it's like he's trying to play Thanos, but Thanos in the first place, when he clicks, as we learn later, you can click and you can do whatever you want with the click. Not whatever you want, but
whatever you want. It's they have.
But no, they can't because they can't bring someone back, which was interesting. No, but they couldn't.
Well, yeah, I know. This is something I have a problem with, but we'll talk about it at the end.
But okay, anyway, so when he clicked, he could have gone right, click, but get rid of people that are just not productive.
Yeah.
And then the Stones would have just done it, you know what I mean? So it was like, right, so he didn't think that one through, clearly. But yeah. But you know what I mean? So it's like, but it's pretty cool. I like Ronin. I think he was good.
Yeah, so anyway,
I was happy that Jerry Romero got a good bit of screen time because I've seen him in some other stuff. He's quite good.
Yeah, he is. He is nice. Nice bloke, actually, to be fair.
I was thinking, like, obviously, because I want to do this as a career or like something along these lines. I was like, who would be my top interviews? And I was like, I think my first top interview genuinely would be Robert Downey Jr.
Well, yeah, you want.
I feel like he's got the charisma and the story. Because I was like, I'd really like to interview Leonardo DiCaprio because what I've watched of him, I quite like like his style. But I think that if I was to go dream interview, I can interview one person ever. I think it'd be Robert Downey Jr.
I think really I'd probably agree with you there, to be honest.
I really, really like him. I think he's a top bloke. I think
he is now.
After his whole drug addiction thing and the way he's turned it around and realised he can do something with it.
Yeah.
I think it's just unreal. But yeah.
Anyway,
there we go.
We're about an hour into the film now.
It's compared to the rest of the film, it's slow, but it's not slow.
Yeah, so this is the definitive end of the first act because we're into the second act now, which is the time travel act.
Yeah, they without like trying to brush it under the carpet, they figure out how to time travel, but then they realise they need the pin particles to do it because they have to shrink, but they only have enough pin particles for everyone to go through once, and then come back once.
Again. Yeah.
So it was like they figured out this plan where they all went, right, where are the stones? We know where all the stones were at some point in time. We'll have to go and get them. And they're like, right, so this is how it's going to happen. You have to get it, and if you don't get it, the whole plan's fucked. Which, when you think about it, they kind of brush over it. But that is stakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that is high stakes.
The time travel suits, how do you like them?
They're pretty cool. I like them.
Do you? I don't like them.
There's nothing, but like what I don't get is like they look good, they look alright. I don't think there's an issue with that. But they time travel and then they just take them off. I'm like, surely you'd have to leave them on. They're
nanotech.
But yeah, it was weird.
So they just disappear.
It was a bit annoying. It was a bit annoying, but oh well. I don't think they were that bad. But what was your issue with them?
I don't like them. I don't like this. When I saw the toy line start to come out, I was really paranoid they were going to have to keep them on because I was like, fuck, these are fucking horrible.
Yeah, no, that would be horrible.
But, my concern was they were going to have to wear them at the end, battling Thanos, and I was like, that will look terrible.
That would be awful, yeah.
Then Marvel have done a good and, anyway. So there's three places that they had to go to get stones, so was it 4?
3, New York, and then they went to space. And then they went to Thor and Rocket went to Asgard in 20 whatever it was.
Oh, it was 4. Sorry, no,
was it
3?
3? Yeah, because there's 6 stones.
4.
6 stones. 3 in New York.
Yeah, three are in New York.
2 in space.
2 in space.
1 in the Asgard.
And
the 2 in space were Morag and Thingy, and Nebula and War Machine went with Ronin, Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Just watch the film because we haven't explained that very well.
Yeah.
Anyway, they've gone to different places to get stones.
Where do you want to start with the stone thing?
Let's start in New York, which is the biggest one. I think my favourite part of the New York scene is that we see the woman from Doctor Strange actually battling the Battle of New York.
Yeah, that was cool.
So I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about the fact that other people would have been there.
I liked how they assumed it was like she has to. You have to know who she is. I haven't seen Doctor Strange, but I knew who she was because I got people to tell me.
Yeah,
that's where you could say I'm not a true Marvel fan. It's the only film I've not seen, so let me off. But I liked it when they went, I'm looking for Doctor Strange, and he went, you're about 5 years too early.
Yeah,
I thought that was quite cool. But yeah, so then she explained to Hulk, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is what's happening. I can't give you the stone. And then he was like, well, we're fucked then. Brilliant, love. See you later. And then she went, but why do you need it? And he went, well, Doctor Strange gave it up. So, yeah, do you? And she's like,
oh, shit.
What the fuck? the stone drops. It's actually meant to be the pebble drops, but, comedy. Yeah,
this bit's the reason that we get for Doctor Strange giving up the stone in the last film, which I'm satisfied with.
So she was like, so he must have known that this was the only way to do it, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then they get the stone.
Which is funny considering she ended up being one of the bad guys in Doctor Strange.
Did she?
Yeah. Oof.
Mental.
Anyway, so there's that. We won't cover the whole scene because it's long.
So they get the scepter pretty easily. And that's where the Cap fights Cap, which was cool.
So we Captain America 2023 fights Captain America 2012.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
We got a cool I can do this all day, which was good. That got a lot of laughs in my cinema.
Yeah, same.
That was good. We can do this. I can do it. I know. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. Notable other things. The return of Loki was nice.
Yeah. Sets up his TV program potentially.
Potentially, yeah, because his TV program's supposed to be based on him just jumping through time, so that could work.
Cool.
Yeah. So actually, Loki creates the main problem here. Loki steals the Space Stone. The Tesseract.
They get like when they take it at the end. This is the people they take it at the end of the Infinity War, Avengers, the first one. We get to see like where they took it, and then it's like right. So they obviously knew this happened. So they were like, right, we'll just intercept it here and we'll get it, and it'll be pretty easy. They give like Tony a cardiac arrest, which was quite entertaining. The way Thor fixed it. Oh, I fixed it. I can't believe that worked. And stuff like that. And then Tony.
I didn't know that was gonna work.
Yeah. And then Tony sees him, and then they like, but they lose the time stone to Loki.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Which creates the next part of the story, but we'll cover the other two time travel bits. So, what I don't like about this, so we'll talk about Vormir, which is where the Soul Stone lives. Nebula knows.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, I saw this. I didn't realise in the cinema, but I saw this. I was like,
Nebula knows that the Soul Stone requires you to donate a soul, right? Mm-hmm. And she fucking sends the two best friends.
I know.
I mean, I know that she has to, because otherwise there's no point, because you can't get it without giving up someone that you love.
But
fucking tell them.
There's got to have been...
Like, they do it anyway.
Other things that they love.
Yeah.
In that sense. Because I know he goes a soul for a soul, so that means they have to be a person.
Yeah, it has to be a person.
Oh, fuck, that's really bad then.
But
surely someone should have had a pet or something that they could have just gone. Like a little parrot. See you later, mate. Chuck him off the edge. Oh, well. Got a stone now.
And you have to love them, right?
Yeah.
But tell them. They'd have done it anyway.
Yeah. Well, they'd have done like rock, paper, scissors and made it less entertaining. But yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's an entertaining scene.
Yeah.
And it is sad when Black Widow eventually dies.
Yeah, that was sad. But
yeah.
At the end of the day, it was kind of like... I've seen a lot on the internet. It's just like, well, she's not really got any powers, and it was like it was a good way to kill her off without having to explain like she's just firing a gun in the final fight. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like they killed her off, they gave her a nice ending, and then it was like she's not involved in the final fight, so it was like she didn't have to just be there firing a sniper or something. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I agree with you. So that was cool.
So that happens.
Yeah.
The involvement of Thanos in this film comes from Morag, which is the planet that we meet Peter Quill on in 2014.
What scene it was? I think it was Tony and Captain America where it edited into Chris Pratt dancing.
Oh, I don't know, but it was great.
We'll have to listen to it tomorrow.
You just get the whole
Sunday. You can hear it in the background, and it's really serious.
Yeah.
And then you get that, and then you just see it, and that's one of my favourite songs from that soundtrack.
Yeah.
So like when that's kicking in, I was like, oh, this is mate. I was smiling. I was like, this is one of the best things. It's like the scene when Thor came down in Infinity War.
Yeah.
I was smiling in the cinema. I was like, oh my god, this is a spectacle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Another thing I don't really get, right, is War Machine knocks Chris Pratt out here with like a swift punch, right? But he doesn't know it, but he's half a fucking Celestial. He's like...
Yeah.
He's half a creator of the universe, and he gets knocked out by a punch to the head.
But in Guardians 2, he kind of explains that. He's like, because you haven't known, you haven't been able to harness the power, the only time it's become apparent is when you held an Infinity Stone.
I know, but he still gets thrown around the place all the fucking time.
Yeah, I know, but that's just like comedic comic movies all over, and you've got to have like, let's be honest, Black Widow gets beat up pretty hard. She's just human. She's just a human.
Yeah.
But so Nebula is in 2014 as well. So because they travel back, she's both, and they're obviously this is when they start their quest for the stones, and we see that in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they're like mainframes, I want to say, but I don't know what the actual word is. They like lock together, and it's like
the two nebulas link, and Thanos can then see through his nebula what's happening in the modern day, and he kind of works out what's happened.
So they basically,
which is fair enough. You probably would.
What's happened?
Yeah.
They get a whole what's happened in like Infinity War, and they're like, right, so I know I have to win, but he obviously knows this happens in order for Infinity War to happen, which is mental. But yeah. So this is my biggest problem with this film, and I haven't talked to you about it yet. So I hate when they do a switcheroo in any film ever. It pisses me off. It's the worst fucking plot device that you could ever think of, right? Because it's just so B-Tech, and I hate it. I know what you mean.
And I was like, oh, fuck, you haven't actually just done that, have you?
Well done, Marvel.
Yeah. So they switched the two Gamoras, and the Gamora from 2014...
Nebulas.
Yep. They switched those two, and I was like, really? It's just cheap. It's really cheap. And that's my main issue with this film. is that, because I just don't like it as a plot device. It's like a plot device when you steal something and put it in someone else's bag and then they get blamed for it. I fucking hate it.
But I know what you mean. But it played out better than some of them would. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was quite interesting that the Nebula was able to impersonate quite well and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the last time travel bit is before we go on to the second time travel bit. Fuck me. This is anyway.
Yeah, but we can kind of. I don't know if we can skip over that. Not skip over it, but like
can't skip over it anyway.
No, but like it's not in depth because people say you can go to the toilet at this point. I'm like, fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway, they go to Asgard in Thor: The Dark World. So Thor gets to meet his mum again, which was touching, to be honest.
Yeah, it was good. I thought she was good though.
Yeah, she was.
She realised because she's a witch, is she?
She's magic in the way that Loki's magic.
Alright. So she knew that he was like from the future, and we got a good scene here when she's like, "Thor, you're from the future," and he goes, "I'm totally from the future," which is so funny. And it just shows where Thor's character's gone. He's just broken, absolutely broken. And Chris Hemsworth does a good job of that, by the way, because I have not really seen him in much else, but I think he's kind of got a good range in all the Thor films. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, they get the ether and they disappear. It's not like a very important scene, I don't think.
Rocket's in this bit. And Rocket throughout the film is good. He's kind of just there as like a nice little like added extra.
Yeah.
He's got a very similar role to in the Guardians. Like he's quite sarky and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I think him and Thor have lost the most in this whole
definitely.
saga.
He lost everyone, didn't he? He lost everyone. Yeah. Especially Groot. Oh my god, man.
And so has Thor. So
yeah, exactly.
I putting these two together was a good idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, so because Loki stole the Space Stone back in New York, which we spoke about like 5 minutes ago. Fuck me. The Tony Stark and Captain America had to decide how to get it back, while also getting more pin particles. Mm-hmm. So they go to I've forgotten what it's called. The fort that Captain America trained at.
Yeah, in New Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah, to find where to find the Tesseract and to find some pin particles at the same time. This is a really, really, really nice scene.
Yeah, and this is where you can also tell maybe Tony's coming to an end, because they got him to say goodbye to his dad.
Mm-hmm.
He got him to give him a hug, and he was well freaked out by that. His dad was, but Tony obviously was like, "Oh shit, this is the last time I'll ever see you."
Yeah. Side note: Howard Stark is here.
Yeah, so Howard Stark is here. Yeah, so, but yeah, that's also how you kind of knew he was going to die, because it's like they gave him this nice like. End
and Tony Stark dies.
Oh, just throw it in there.
Yeah, he's dead anyway.
Tony, come back. But yeah, so they get the Tesseract and more pin particles. It's pretty nice. It's a good little scene. Interjects, and I think this is where Cap realizes if it goes well, he might be able to go back and live a normal life, because he sees the picture of Peggy and he's like, oh shit, she really liked me.
Yeah, and he sees Peggy. He sees Peggy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's like, she liked me.
Yeah.
So
anyway, they go back, and then everyone's like, "Yippee, we did it!"
Dab on those haters like Thor does, Hulk does, like dab. They're
gassed. Once they put all of the... So, obviously, Nebula is now here, and she is the fake one. Okay?
Yeah.
So, they're all very happy, and Tony Stark makes his Iron Man Infinity Gauntlet, which is sick, by the way.
Have you seen what people call it?
No, go on.
Ironfinity Gauntlet.
I'm not sure I like that, but it's alright.
No, I'm not either, but it's alright, fair enough.
Yeah, it looks cool. And then I think this is the clearest transition between a second act and a third act I've ever seen. Yeah. It is literally of your fingers.
Yeah, it's a snap.
Because they get it together, and Hulk decides that he's the only one powerful enough to harness it. Obviously, Thor is, but he's in a shit state of mind.
Yeah.
And Hulk successfully brings everybody back from the snap.
Yeah, because Thor would have brought his family back.
Yeah.
He'd have 100%. Gone, I want everyone and my family, and that would have just caused a lot of shit.
Fucked it up. Yeah. Yeah, they're all stood there, and it's another one of those scenes where there's not any music. Which is cool.
Yeah.
I like.
it was maybe a bit extended. Like Hawkeye took about 4.5 years to walk over to his phone. I was like, bruv, just pick it up. I'd have run over, being like, yo, 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 yo. He's like, swear that's you, swear that's you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he kind of like moonwalked over, did a little ow, ding, 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 picked it up like, yo, what a guan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the first scene of the third act is my favourite scene of the whole film. Because what happens next is Nebula brings 2014 Thanos through the time portal into 2023.
Yeah.
And by doing that, he literally destroys the whole of the Avengers complex with his ship. And my favourite bit about this is the Avengers kind of grouping back together.
Yeah. Because they're
all
still
finding each
there's
other
still
like
a bit
underground.
of tense. There's still a bit of like tenseness between Tony and
100%.
Cap, and then this happens and everyone's dispersed. The two of them get back. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. We forgot to mention when Thor's in Asgard, he gets his hammer. He gets Mjolnir.
Oh, he brings Mjolnir back.
And,
yeah.
It's quite a good scene where he goes, "I am still worthy," and it's like, this is where you can kind of see Thor's coming back, because it's like he's like, actually, I haven't lost everything, you know. So that was cool.
So once all of the kind of main Avengers have regrouped, they see Thanos kind of sat there, to be honest, just waiting.
The Infinity Gauntlet ends up with Hawkeye. That's quite an important factor. That's quite important.
Yeah, so Hawkeye is holding on to the Infinity Gauntlet underground in the pipes because he's been blown down.
Yeah.
And I like this scene too, because he's running around with this gauntlet, trying to just get away from Outriders, and it's pretty funky.
Yeah, it sounds. Someone said it's like Aliens. I've never seen it, but
it is
it's
like
a very,
Aliens.
very good callback, which is cool.
He does a flare arrow like a scene in the Aliens. I haven't seen it, but I heard it from.
But that must be good
somewhere.
Because it's like he must, like when you think about it, he's gone. Oh, like Aliens, this is, and he's like fired in and gone. This is exactly like Aliens. This is fucking terrifying. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah. So we get Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man looking at Thanos.
The shot of the three of them getting ready to fight him is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
The three of them, and then Thor with the lightning coming out and him like summoning both his weapons.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is where I was surprised. They stuck with Fat Thor here. I thought Thor would just become toned again.
Yeah, same.
And he just completely didn't.
But that was quite funny because you see him fighting and it's just like, although it's really serious, you're like, this is fucking hilarious. Just this fat bloke trying to kill Thanos.
Yeah. No, I agree. But again, it's that bold decision making that I enjoy.
Yeah. But yeah, so they end up having a good old fight.
So they have a good old fight.
I thought they'd brushed over Tony's death. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
He comes at him and he uppercuts him. And I was like, right, so Tony Stark's just died. Brilliant. Awesome. And then Thor looks like he's about to die. Thanos, Stormbreaker to his chest. I think they missed a trick by him not going, you should have gone for the head, as he sees Mjolnir fly past him. And then Mjolnir flies into the hand of Captain America, which was awesome. Yeah,
I mean, they allude to the fact that Captain America might be worthy back in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Obviously, the events in the 9 years after that have made him worthy. I'm happy with it. It was satisfying.
Cool. It was cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, they still get the shit beaten out of them.
Yeah, they really do. And this
which I think is odd.
Yeah.
Kind of. But anyway.
Yeah, but Thanos is known to. He is powerful, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
maybe it's not that weird, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. And then I mean, for a lot of people, this will be the best scene. This is the scene that almost made me cry.
So he fucks Cap's thing. Everyone's in ruins at this point, and Cap's standing there. Thanos' army is coming down.
Yeah. And then in the background, well, actually no, it's in Captain America's ear. You hear Sam Wilson start talking, and you're like, shit, he's been dead for a while.
He's a lad.
And and then all of these, the Doctor Strange time button portal things open behind Captain America, and every faction of the Marvel Universe just comes in all at once.
So cool. The bit where Black Panther comes, and then the bit from Titan when they're all coming.
Yeah.
Mate.
It is.
And
it
then
is a disgusting bit of filmmaking, is what
Yeah.
it is.
everyone's coming together, and then you can just hear "E bombe, e bombe," and I was like, "Oh my god, this is
Yeah,
sensational!"
It is awesome.
Oh, man, I was getting goosebumps.
Yeah. I know. This is the scene that really, really got to me.
Yeah, I was getting. But it was like, it was more for me. It was like, oh shit, this is once in a lifetime.
Oh yeah.
Literally, I'll never see. I don't think there will be an event like this. But the thing is, that's the same with Star Wars. Star Wars was like this for my dad, so maybe in 30 years we'll get something cool.
Yeah. Well, when Marvel gets to like 40 films,
Yeah.
then
okay,
it might happen again. But
Thanos is coming back.
yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, he's back. He's back,
Oh,
baby.
fucking shit. Gamora, fuck's sake.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Anyway.
we got rid of you.
So there's this massive action set piece.
Yeah, awesome. There's loads of callbacks here as well, which is cool.
Yeah. There's one problem with it, and there's so much going on that I feel like I'd like to know what was going on in some places that. Pardon me, we couldn't have known about.
Mm-hmm.
It was always going to happen because there's so much going on. It's impossible.
Yeah,
but I think the important things we saw, so that's all right.
They still smashed it. Like, that must have been a good 40 minutes long.
Yeah, I think it was.
And it went by in a click of the fingers.
Oh, I like it.
It was rapid. It was awesome though. I was just like, mate, what? All the little callbacks that were happening. Spider-Man going, Karen, activate insta kill was awesome.
Yeah.
And all of this, it was so cool.
Speaking of Spider-Man, the scene where he sees Tony Stark again after 5 years,
awesome.
and he's just chatting to him,
like
and Tony
nothing's
Stark's
happened.
just like, yeah, and Tony Stark's just like, fuck, you just hug me, man.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Just the bit where he's like, this is nice.
Yeah.
It was like,
if they'd left it silent, it would have been fine. But they added that sort of Spider-Man immaturity into it, which was so cool.
We get a hint of the A-Force, which is the females of the Marvel universe.
That was cool. I like that. Robbie said, our friend, he said that he was like, at the end of the day, Spider-Man's getting involved. He's literally just behind them.
Yeah.
Like, he's getting involved. So,
it's proper contrived, but I'm fine.
It was cool. It was cool. Like, it looked cool. The shot was awesome. But yeah.
Yeah. So
it's Tony finds Doctor Strange and goes, yo, right, tell me, blood, is this the one way we win, fam? And he's like, I can't tell you that. And he's like, well, if it's not, that's shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't wait another year to find out if this wasn't the way they were meant to win.
Yeah.
And then so then everyone's getting kind of the shit kicked out of them at this point as well. It's kind of like it went well, and then all of a sudden it was like,
Yeah, Bethan said to me, who is my girlfriend, by the way, that she had a little bit of an issue with the bit that you just said, that Doctor Strange can't tell Tony Stark what's going on, and then he does tell him right at the end. But my response to this is, and I've heard it from a couple of people as well. Doctor Strange has seen exactly what has to happen, so he knows that he has to tell him that he can't tell him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I know it's confusing, but he's seen it and he knows that.
Yeah, he literally knows everything that happened.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool.
So the gauntlet gets passed around a little bit.
Someone said this. Sorry to interject.
Yeah, that's fine.
But they were like, you can't just have them fighting because that's just like awful. It was a not a capture the flag, but almost a capture the flag.
Yeah.
Which was awesome, and I was like, that's such a different way of doing it. Like in Avengers, the first one, it's just a fight. It's like, right, we've got to just kill them, and then they were like, then literally 5 minutes, they're like, right, we've got to shut this thing down, and they realised they had to, and then it was in Infinity War, it was like, just stop him from getting it. So it was a fight again. It was almost a catch the flag again, but this one was a full out capture the flag, go through the battlefield with this gauntlet going through it as well.
Yeah.
Which was so cool. I really like that.
Yeah. So Thanos gets hold of it just after Captain Marvel arrives.
But he kicks the fuck out of Captain Marvel. Well, he doesn't. He uses the Power Stone.
He kind of does.
Yeah, but he beats her. And for anyone that's seen Captain Marvel, I think I was a bit like, yo, right, she's powerful.
Well, the thing, he he takes the full power of one Infinity Stone and punches her in the head, but then he headbutts her and she's just completely fine.
Yeah.
So Thanos couldn't beat her, but the Infinity Stones could, right? Which I'm fine with. I'm not. Yeah. So this is where we get deep, because Thanos gets hold of the gauntlet, and Tony Stark has one final attack, and he steals the stones from him and incorporates them into his suit, and he gives it a good old snap of the fingers,
But
and
it's the line that he does.
yeah.
It's so cool. So Thanos saw in the future himself say, "I am inevitable,"
Mhm.
and then comes back, steals them, and goes, "I am inevitable." And then clicks, and it doesn't work, and it was like, right, what's going on then? And then it pans to Tony, and he goes, "And I am Iron Man," and clicks, and it's just like the callback, the whole entire like thing leading up to that moment, and they ended it with that line. It was so perfect. It was like, right, well done.
Yeah. So Thanos and all of his army fade away, much like everyone did in the last film. And you see Tony Stark, and he's fucked. Like,
yeah. Want for a better word.
Like, he can't talk. Like, everyone's talking at him, and he's like, bro, my brain's half dead.
Bro, like
there's just no point.
In his head, he was definitely hoping. He was like, can this gamma just make me Hulk?
Yeah.
As well, please. And then he just didn't. But it was nice because they picked the right characters to go with him.
Yeah.
Like the fact they picked War Machine, Pepper, and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Was really good. And they all had their own little thing. Like War Machine's been with him the whole time, so didn't have to say anything. And that was touching as it was. And then Spider-Man did his like, Tony, we won. Oh no, Tony, don't go. And that was good.
I think the
and then Pepper said, "You can rest now."
Yeah,
which
that's
was a
the
really
best
good
line.
callback to Iron Man 3, which was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally it, isn't it? So this guy's spent 11 years, well, more than that. So it's 11. Oh, fucking, I can do maths. 20, almost 20 years. No, not 20, like 15 years. Kind of just looking for a solution to world peace, and he's just saved the whole universe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, sorry, he saved Earth. The universe was already saved. He saved Earth from a crippling fate.
Well, he did save the universe because Thanos said that he realised he did it wrong, so he'll have to wipe out everyone and start again. So,
of course,
he did save the universe.
Yeah, yeah, and that line, "You can rest now," is kind of just a symbolic.
Yeah,
you did it. Which I'm thinking on Sunday might make me cry. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, but it's a fitting ending to that character. As much as I didn't want it to happen.
No, they did it right. They did it right.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we get the nice ending of the film, which was good.
Yeah.
Tony's funeral was really good. The way they panned through all the Marvel characters was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way they ended it with Nick Fury standing there, I thought was really cool. Looking over everyone, that was really cool. They had the Iron Man 3 kid in there, which was cool.
Yeah, so, I mean, the film ends with some time travel. Captain America has to take the stones back to where they came from.
Yeah, it's a bit of a plot hole, people think, but I'm not sure.
I think the Russos sorted it the other day, but I can't remember what they said, so I'm not going to...
No, but go and find what the Russos said if you want to know, because it is a little bit of a plot hole, but yeah.
And he doesn't come back, and he spends his life
in an alternate timeline, we think.
Yeah, living as a normal person, and he gives it. Yeah, so we see old Captain America, and he gives his shield to Sam Wilson, the Falcon.
Yeah, that was cool.
So he will become the new Captain America, which is nice.
Which is cool. Yeah, are they going to call him Captain America, or are they going to call him Patriot?
Yeah. I think it'll be Captain America
okay,
still,
that's cool.
Because Patriot was War Machine, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I think that might confuse some people, but yeah. Overall, it's a fucking mental film.
It's incredible, absolutely amazing.
And the question I have to pose to you, that people over the age of 20 will just spit at me: is it the best film ever?
Yeah.
I think it's the best film I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Um,
So do I. I haven't seen as many as you. Well, I think I've seen an equal amount, just in different genres. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. For me, it is the best one. It's the biggest cinema event ever, which in turn can make it the best film ever, I think.
yeah. It will take a lot to top this, right?
Yeah, because it's difficult to find anything wrong with it.
Yeah. I have a few problems with it, but there's no film that I don't have a problem with, right?
No, I agree, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's not many bad things to say
yeah.
about this from my point of view.
No, what would you give it out of 10?
9.5.
9.5, yeah, I'd go with that.
Yeah.
I was going to say 9, close to 10 if I could have, but yeah, 9.5's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I mean, I've discussed it. My biggest problem is the Nebula thing, but
Yeah, but
it's
yeah.
it was necessary to get Thanos into the film. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up.
What I've got just 2 or 3 questions.
Hit me.
Favourite performance in the film? And I think I know who the answer's going to be.
Well, it has to be Robert Downey
Yeah,
Jr.
he was exceptional. I think he obviously knew it was his last film.
Yeah.
So he was like, well, I'll give it my all, and he really gave it his all, and he was so good in it. Notable mentions for me are Paul Rudd.
He was good.
Really good. Enjoyed him. I think I like Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think they're actually really good because they're not high stakes.
Yeah.
They're like quite low, and it's really interesting. It's the different take on the Marvel Universe, which was good. And then another outside shout, very outside shout. I thought Black Widow was good in it when she was in it. Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, for the part she was in, she takes up a couple of different roles that she doesn't normally. So yeah,
she was good. But yeah, they're my couple of favourite performances. What are your predictions for the further MCU?
Well, I think we'll get a couple of sequel films like Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel and Black Panther.
and Spider-Man, obviously.
The thing is, I don't know where they go in terms of the next big bad.
Yeah. Are they going to introduce X-Men?
Probably not anytime soon. I think I prefer Fantastic Four than an X-Men.
I think that they should. Robbie said in Dark Phoenix, he reckons everyone should just die in Dark Phoenix. Because then they're all dead, so they can just start up a new storyline and there won't be any confusion.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I'm probably not going to see Dark Phoenix. When I said I'm going to go see every Marvel film, I mean every MCU film.
Yeah, I'm not going to see that. Fuck no. I don't even know what's going on in those timelines. But yeah, that's fine. But yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
The big bad is difficult. I think Tony is coming back, but as an AI.
He'll be back in some sense.
I think he'll be Spider-Man's AI.
I can kind of see that.
I think that'd be a really nice way of doing it. And then in the future, he becomes his daughter's AI. That'd be cool. Because she'll definitely become a superhero. Let's be honest. But yeah. So yeah, that's that. It's sad because it's the end. But part of the journey is the end.
That's a nice way to finish that.
Yeah, it is sad. I love it. It gives me like, I don't know, it just gives you that feeling, and I think it's an indescribable feeling. But I think you know what feeling I mean. Yeah. And you're just like, oh shit, man. This is now. I'm like, right. I am now an adult. Like I am going to university in 3 months.
Yeah. This experience has matured me.
Yeah. But yeah.
Anyway, I think that's that.
So if you have enjoyed it, obviously leave a like. Please subscribe. The last one did a lot better than I thought it was going to do, so I was happy with that. Like, subscribe, comment, follow us on Twitter,
share,
and Clickbait
all of the things.
Yeah. And if there's anything you want us to talk about, I think we're kind of straying away from football and sport. Not massively. We might do a couple here and there, but I think just because we have. Football's a difficult one to talk about because we both very much view the game differently. So it's difficult for... I think it is... Do you know what I mean? I think it is really difficult for us to...
I agree.
But I think we find enough popular culture stuff to talk about, which is not a problem. And it's kind of what I'd prefer in the long run to do. So, yeah. But yeah, thank you very much for listening. If you made it this far, sorry we rambled a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a podcast. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Cheers for listening.
Right, we'll see you soon.
Later.
Bye.
Goodbye.